So the masterpiece known as Attack on Titan has finally come to an end. And what an ending it was. Like, oh my god. I still can't wrap my head around it. But, I do have one thing to say. I was right. I win everything. I made a video on my channel talking about my 2 predictions for how I think this show is going to end. And the fact that I even guessed some of the ending is kind of insane to me. So I'm very happy right now. My brain's huge. For anyone who hasn't seen the last episode, I am going to spoil it. So if you want to go and watch the episode and come back and watch this, then be my guest. Because I wouldn't want to spoil this on anybody, frankly. Like, it is something you really need to experience yourself. And before I get into talking about it, I'm not going to be here analyzing the entire fucking episode. That's not what I do. I don't have a script written down. I don't have anything. All I'm going to do is empty my brain onto you lot. So if you want to watch, enjoy. I love how straight off the bat, it just goes straight in, no lube, straight into the battle. It was hype. So hype. And when they landed on Eren's back and Armin gets swooped away, and then we see that Ymir is fighting back. Because as we know, Eren wanted them to come and kill him, basically, or like try to stop him. So Ymir is like, nah bro, I want humanity to die. You think you're gonna stop my boy Eren, you silly dog? And she hits them with the Uno reverse card. The biggest use of an Uno reverse card I think I've ever witnessed. And she calls upon all of the past inherited titans to fight back against our boys. But holy fuck, man. The sequence that unfolded after that fact was one of the most exciting moments I think I have ever felt in my life. That might be sad, but I don't give a shit. I could personally feel the excitement coming off all of my friends, and it was like just filling the fucking room. And I was just kind of like sitting there like a little fucking toddler, like kind of stomping my legs on the ground, trying to calm myself down because it was so good. Like, it really felt like everything was leading up to this moment. One wrong move and they're fucked. They're done for. And Reiner, bro, fucked. He fucked this episode. I don't give a shit. Reiner repaid everything he done in this episode. If it wasn't for that man, they'd all be dead. Him and Pieck decimated. Like, not only did Reiner almost single-handedly take out so many fucking titans. Don't get me wrong, he got fucked up, but he did not stop. Not only did he do that, he literally had a fucking head-on collision that turned into a wrestling match with the entity that is the sole reason for titans being a thing. He threw down with their god, basically, bro. Like, he's a fucking beast. I don't care what you say, everything Reiner did leading up to this point is forgiven. He made up for all of his mistakes in that final battle. Pieck as well. Pieck, no joke, was sick. I thought Pieck was just like, you know, the fucking traveling titan, you know, like you get on her back, basically. I thought she was just the town whip, you know what I mean? But in this moment, man, we get revealed that the Takar Titan can transform multiple times, like hundreds of times, while other titans can only transform like 3, 4, maybe 5 times. That is really sick. That's cool. And she fucks. Like, she fights like hard, bro. Like, her and Reiner were the only 2 titans fighting against them for a while, because Armin was captured and the rest are just, you know, normal humans. And they held their own, bro. But when Armin starts speaking to Zeke in that, like, convergence place, I think it's called, and Zeke basically has that monologue where he's saying that, like, oh, the only reason for life is to multiply, which, you know, fair, he kind of has a point. And I love Armin's response. Like, when he sees the leaf in the sand and it reminds him of racing Eren and Mikasa to the tree in the hill. And he has the monologue saying that in that moment he was thinking maybe he was born to run up the hill that day with Eren and Mikasa. Like, that was beautiful. And he goes on to say that he had that same feeling when he was inside reading on a rainy day. He says, maybe this is the reason I was born. Like, the visuals in this episode are so fucking good, bro. Like, of course the fight scenes look unbelievable. Like, there was no corners cut whatsoever. Like, this is by far the best looking episode in the entire show. Hands down, bro. Hands down. But I love the visual when Armin picks up that leaf and he's looking at it, and then we get it from Zeke's perspective and he sees the baseball that he used to throw to the former Beast Titan. I can't really remember his name. I can't remember the exact quote, but he says something along the lines of, you know, the act is only throwing a ball back and forth, but I would have been happy throwing that ball back and forth for the rest of my life. So Armin convinces Zeke that there is a reason for people to keep living, And then Zeke decides to help them, which I thought was really sick. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself though. I can't forget when Falco makes his clutch appearance with Annie and the squad and Gabby. We can't, like, Gabby, bro. Gabby was fucking, okay? Like, hands down, Gabby was doing bits up there on Falco with her fucking 50 caliber. She was phasing the fuck up on those Titans. She could have made a montage out of those kills, man. But literally the only reason, I think it was Jean, Mikasa, and Connie, and Levi, and Reiner. Sorry, I haven't watched it in a while, so everything's kind of merged together in my mind. They all survived because of Falco. They would have died 100%. The first flying Titan ever. Now, I thought that was really fucking cool. And then when Zeke finally decides to show himself and all of the past Titans are actually starting to defend the crew, like Aaron's dad Grisha in his attack Titan form, Ymir in her Jaw Titan form, and so many past Titans that we have seen throughout the show were all coming together to help the main cast, and I thought that was fucking sick. But when Armin revealed all this to the gang, I honestly had a little bit of a feeling that Levi wasn't going to do it. Like, you have that moment when Zeke sticks his head out and then it cuts to Levi, and you kind of see like a little bit of hesitation in his eyes, I thought, because it was after he was told that it's because of him they're still alive, basically. But I don't think it would have been satisfying if they did it that way. But nope, I was wrong. My boy did not hesitate. He just completely decapitated the cunt, which I applauded, I have to say. The final Levi versus Beast showdown. Fucking beautiful. Now, there's so many callbacks in this episode, especially when Jean blows up Aaron's head and he just screams, "You suicidal maniac," which is something that he called him all the time throughout the first few seasons. And then, of course, that's when the centipede comes out and, you know, Reiner starts wrestling the motherfucker. It releases that gas that turns Connie and Jean into Titans, and I thought that was it because I went in believing that Connie or Jean is going to die. I hoped it wasn't the case because Connie is low-key my favourite character. So I genuinely believe that was it. It was gonzo, dunzo. But one of the coldest and like saddest moments I think in the entire show is when Armin is just about to transform. We have that little build up, you know, the emotional like dramatic build up, and all he says is "goodbye Aaron," and then he transforms. So simple but so effective. It had me tearing up, I'm not gonna lie, because put yourself in his shoes. He has to kill his lifelong friend, like since children, his lifelong best friend, to stop him from causing genocide on the entire world. That is fucking crazy to think about. Put yourself in that man's shoes right there. But no, that wasn't enough. Aaron spawns back with his attack titan head and the colossal titan's body. So we are finally getting the ultimate showdown. Two colossal titans fighting each other, and we are also getting the long-awaited fight between Armin and Aaron again. I do wish we got to see more of that fight, in all fairness. I don't know if it's just me not remembering it right or something, but I feel like we got like a few shots of them having a bit of a scruffle, but it wasn't anything like, you know, major. There wasn't any major hits being taken or whatnot. But then, out of nowhere, in flies Mikasa and Levi. Levi shoots the javelin at Aaron's teeth. Mikasa zooms in, and without hesitation, I thought there was going to be like, you know, a moment where they kind of look at each other and have this little somber like reconnection moment. No, she just instantly offs the man's head and then kisses it. She kisses his decapitated head, which I don't know how I feel about that one, Chief. In my theory, I did say that I bet you I know for a fact it's going to be Mikasa that kills Aaron, and they are going to either share, like, you know, a moment where they talk to each other. Aaron explains himself to her, and then they'll kiss, and then she's going to do the deed. But, like, I kind of got it right. It was just, like, you know, not the exact details. But I loved it when he left all of the messages for everyone. Like, he didn't leave anyone out other than Peak, poor thing. I was a little confused when we first start seeing Mikasa's vision, where they're in the cabin, Aaron's cutting wood, and he reveals to us that when he asked Mikasa that question of what he is to her, and then it's revealed to us that if Mikasa did confess her love to Aaron that time when he asked, Aaron would have completely thrown all of his genocidal thoughts to the side, and he would have run off with Mikasa, and they would have lived the rest of their life in a cabin. Just them two, away from everything like normal. Which was fucking beautiful to see, man. Like, I'm a sucker when it comes to romantic stuff, you know. I'm a little woman when it comes to that. I'm a sucker for it, bro. It gets me every time. So I will admit, I teared up, okay? It got me a little bit. But then he kind of reveals that, like, in this timeline, if he did run off with Mikasa, there still would have been genocide. It just wasn't going to be Eren that was causing the genocide. Instead of Eren doing it, it was going to be Marley. And Marley was going to be, you know, killing all the Eldians if Eren didn't go ahead with his plan. So it kind of puts it into perspective that, like, oh shit. Like, he really had no choice. It was either he becomes the big bad so his friends can be looked at as heroes, because he knew that they were the only people that could have possibly stopped him. So it was either that or let all of his friends be murdered and killed by Marley. So it was kind of like choosing between two evils. And when he says to her that, I want you to throw away this scarf after I'm dead and forget about me, because he knows how much pain he has caused Mikasa, especially since the last time they met in person. He said he hated her his whole life. So it was good that she got this final memory of him, and it was good that Eren gave her this final memory that wasn't him telling her that he hated her whole life. And he at least explained in some sort of way that he'd done it to protect them. He pushed them away so they wouldn't have anything holding them back from stopping him. Which is fucking deep, bro. That is so deep. I think that was actually said before Mikasa, you know, killed him, I think. When she comes out of the vision and she's like, I'm sorry, Eren. And she just kind of wraps it around her neck and ties it even tighter. Got me. That was the moment where I actually teared up. And then she proceeded to cut his head off and kiss it. One little thing that I didn't notice the first time I seen this clip was Ymir in the background, smiling. Because throughout this last episode, it's actually revealed that it wasn't Eren that Ymir was waiting for 2,000 years. It was actually Mikasa. Because, you know, there's a whole Stockholm Syndrome thing going on with Ymir and King Fritz. And she just kind of needed somebody that had the willpower to cut ties with the love of her life, even though it means losing them, for the greater good. Which is something Ymir was not able to do back in the day, even though she had the power to. Is that she genuinely loved King Fritz, and that's why she let him get away with the stuff he did. So Ymir needed Mikasa to kill Eren, and in doing that, Eren, with his last breath, made it so that there was no more Titans. So in the end of the show, Eren did actually do what he set out to do in season 1, which I fucking love. In season 1, his motive was to kill all the Titans, and in the end, he didn't kill them all. He just got rid of them all. So everyone that was a Titan shifter, like Reiner and Annie and stuff like that, that only had a few more years left to live, are normal. They're human again, and they don't have their Titan abilities anymore. So in doing that, they don't only have 2 years left to live. They have a long life ahead of them now. And everyone that was turned into pure Titans, like Connie and Jean and Connie's mother, are now human again. Which, fucking hell, yes, let's fucking go, man. But I want to talk about my favourite moment in this episode now, because I wanted to leave it till last because I know I'm going to ramble about it. My favourite moment is when Eren and Armin explore the world outside the walls just like they wanted to. But what I want to talk about in this moment is when Eren finally breaks down. Because throughout this entire fucking season, the last season, this adult version of Eren was always just cold, calculated, showed no emotion, and just wasn't the Eren that we knew. When Armin gets upset because he finds out that Eren told Mikasa to forget about him, kind of snaps, and he's like, why would you even say that to her? She has risked her life so many times to make sure you're okay. She cares about you more than her own life, and you tell her to forget about you like it's nothing. And as Armin is screaming and giving out to Eren, he just drops and starts like bawling. He starts saying stuff along the lines of, no, I don't want her to forget about me. I want to be with her, and I want to live the rest of my life with her, and I want her to grieve for me after I die, even for about 10 years. So it finally reveals what Eren actually wants. He talks about how he doesn't want to die, and he talks about how he knows this is the only way, and his head is a mess because with the power of the Founder mixing with the power of the Attack Titan, he says the past and the future are all happening simultaneously for him. So he is 0 and 2,000 years old at the exact same time, which is fucked. And you see it has taken a toll on him. As soon as he touched Historia that day, it changed him because it gave him this ability to be able to see into the future. And as he was talking to Armin, he reveals that the day of the attack on Paradis, he sent a Titan towards Bertolt to eat him, but then realized that in this timeline, he does not get eaten. So what does Eren do? He sends the Titan towards his own mother. My guy! Eren single-handedly caused the death of both of his parents. What the Eren is the reason why everything started. He is the cause of everything. When I heard that, bro, I honestly jumped up out of my seat. I was like, that is another plot twist that I did not see coming. But my favorite part about the interaction with them is after Eren breaks down and tells him that no, he doesn't want to die, he wants to be with Mikasa, and then Armin's just there like, wow, I didn't expect you to say something that pathetic, you know? But I love the part, the last moment of this, when Eren is done with his temper tantrum, and Armin just basically says that he takes accountability for it too, because he's the reason Eren wanted to see the outside world. He showed Eren that book, so Armin is equally as responsible for what has happened. So basically he is shouldering that responsibility with Eren. He says, we will meet again in hell, where we'll be together forever. And then they give each other the big embrace, the big hug, which I genuinely thought they were going to kiss. I don't know why. I had a weird feeling about it. Something about the way they were moving in to hug each other just looked like they were about to fucking make out for some random reason. So instead of his friends seeing him as this monster who's causing genocide as their last memory of him, he gives them all. They give them this final message, final goodbye, and final good memory of Eren Yeager. The Eren Yeager, the true Eren Yeager that they all know and love. There's something beautiful about that, you know, something really beautiful about that, and I love every second of it. But another moment I teared up is when Mikasa came out with Eren's head. She emerged from the smoke and Armin sees it for the first time, and I fucking broke down, bro. Like, no, I didn't break down like physically, but like internally I was gone. Like, he went over and he just completely breaks down and sobs and screams, and it just like the voice acting was unbelievable, man. It just felt so real. And then Mikasa brings him to his final resting place, which was atop the tree, where the very first episode of Attack on Titan starts, where Eren wakes up after having his horrific dream. And there was just something so poetic about that, bro. Where we start is where we end up. I can't believe I forgot to mention the two best moments in the entire last episode, which is when Levi saw all of his past comrades and he gives them the salute and he tears up a little bit. And also when Jean and Connie see Sasha for the first time again and she's giving them the salute, that got me, I have to say. It was so beautiful. Just being able to see that, and like Levi seeing his comrades again after fulfilling the mission that they all died for. And just the fact that the only person that Connie and Jean seen was Sasha was just beautiful. It really was. All the people that lost their lives to win this war against the Titans were also there to witness the end of it. And very quickly, just want to touch on the last bit when we see Ymir for the first time in her proper form, which first of all, goddamn, like goddamn. And her and Mikasa have the little heart to heart, and she finally gets put to rest. She can finally be at peace. She's not stuck making these Titans anymore. I don't know, it was pretty beautiful. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. This video took a ridiculous amount of time for me. I know it was a bit all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I'm not good at like sticking to scripts and stuff like that. As I said at the start of the video, I didn't have a script for this one. I just wanted to let all of my raw thoughts out. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't too messy and it wasn't too all over the place. Thank you to Hajime Isayama for creating this amazing story. And thank you to everyone who ever worked on Attack on Titan. You truly made something special. But yeah, it's a bit of a bittersweet end. I kind of feel a bit empty, I'm not gonna lie to you. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Comment down below what you thought of the video. Comment down below what you thought of the last episode and what your experience watching it was. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Why did you not like it? And yeah, with that said, it's been EXO, and I'll talk to you all later.